Take a photo with your phone. Look at the colors, the crisp blue sky, a bright red shirt, and natural glowing skin tones. Now, here's the strange part. The tiny sensor inside your camera doesn't actually see color the way you do. Deep down, it's basically colorblind. So, how does your phone capture a full color world with something that mostly just counts light? Let's unpack it. Welcome to the smart side, where we learn how the world works, without the boring parts. And here's the promise. In the next few minutes, you'll understand how digital cameras see color and why it's a brilliant high-tech trick. All right, let's make this simple. Light isn't just bright or dim. It carries different kinds of information. One big piece is wavelength. That's what your brain translates into color. Shorter wavelengths look more blue, longer wavelengths look more red. Everything else sits in between. But your camera sensor isn't a brain. It doesn't have a red setting or a blue setting. Instead, it's a grid of tiny light collectors. Think of them like microscopic buckets. More light hits a bucket. Bigger signal, less light, smaller signal. That's brightness. But brightness alone can't tell you color, because red light and blue light can be equally bright. So engineers pulled off a clever move. They placed tiny color filters on top of the sensor. Think of it like stained glass. If a bucket sits under a red filter, mostly red light gets through, and the other colors get blocked. So that bucket doesn't actually detect red. It simply measures how much light made it through the red filter. Do the same with green filters, and the same with blue filters. Now the camera has clues, not full color yet, just pieces of the puzzle. The most common filter layout is called the Bayer filter, and here's a fun detail. It doesn't use equal amounts of red, green, and blue. It uses twice as much green. Why more green? Because our eyes are evolved to notice green detail the most. That's where a lot of the sharpness in a photo comes from. So the sensor sees the world like this. Some spots measure red, some measure green, some measure blue, but each spot only measures one color at a time. And that leads to the big question. If each tiny spot only has one color clue, how do you get a normal, full-color photo? Answer: your phone invents the missing colors. It looks at nearby spots, compares the patterns, and makes a very smart estimate. That process is called demosaicising. If that word sounds intense, here's the easy meaning. It's the phone rebuilding the full picture from those tiny color tiles. Imagine a mosaic on a wall. Each tile is just one solid color. Up close, it looks like a mess of squares, but step back and it becomes a perfect image. That's what your phone does, only it does it in a fraction of a second. So here's the truth. A digital photo is partly captured and partly reconstructed. Most of the time, it looks perfect, because real-world scenes change smoothly. Colors don't usually jump wildly from one pixel to the next, but this also explains something you've probably seen. Weird color glitches, like rainbow ripples on certain fabrics, or shimmering lines on fine grids. That happens when the software gets confused and fills in the blanks the wrong way. Now, there's another problem the camera has to solve. White balance. Because white isn't always the same. A white wall in sunlight looks normal. Under warm indoor bulbs, it looks yellow. Under some LEDs, it can look slightly green. Your brain quietly corrects this for you. It keeps white looking white. Your camera has to do the same thing. It tries to guess the color of the lighting, then shifts the image so neutral things look neutral again. That's why some photos look too warm or too cool. The camera simply guessed the lighting wrong. And here's the part people underestimate. Your phone isn't just a camera, it's a powerful image computer. The lens focuses the light, the sensor turns it into signals, and the processor does a mountain of work, reducing noise, sharpening detail, shaping the final colors. That's also why two phones can shoot the exact same scene, and the colors don't match. One phone makes the sky a deeper blue. Another makes skin tones warmer. It's not just science, it's also artistic choice, made by the software engineers. Quick recap, if you remember one idea today, make it this. The sensor mostly measures brightness, tiny filters give it color clues, and software rebuilds the full-color world. Your camera doesn't capture full color at every single spot. It captures hints and fills in the rest. There's extra green, because that's where our eyes find the most detail. White balance is the camera copying your brain's natural correction. And a lot of camera color is the processor deciding what looks best. So, next time you take a photo, think about what's happening in that tiny camera bump. Millions of microscopic buckets catching photons. A grid of filters turning light into color hints. And your phone rebuilding a full color memory, almost instantly. And here's a final question to leave you with. If your phone is already inventing part of every image, how much of a photo is reality and how much is interpretation? If you enjoyed learning with the Smart Side, please like and subscribe. It really means a lot to us, and it helps us keep making videos like this.